Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling, presented by the Idiot Radio Network, offering a weekly look into the world of professional wrestling with guest interviews, news, results, and much more. Now here's your host, Stephon Devereux. Welcome to the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling. I'm your host, Stephon Devereux. Yes, I'm back. Took a week off. I'm coming back nice and healthy, ready to tear into some wrestling fans, a.k.a. Mezarks. Yeah. So what's going on, people? What's going on in the world of professional wrestling? Anything new happening since I was gone? Oh, okay, well, we'll get into it then. AEW. Yes, AEW. Big pay-per-view next week. Announced at the upfronts this past week that they were going to TNT. It's Turner Network Television. You know, the former home of WCW Monday Nitro. And what I found so funny is that, you know, in some of the wrestling groups, we got people out there putting the AEW TV logo over the former Nitro background and the music and so forth. It's just so funny because people, if that's what you're hoping for, then you want this thing to fall automatically before it comes out the door. You want that horse to just come out the gate and just bloop, collapse. Now look, I'm not here to bash AEW. And that's the problem that some of you daggone people get on my nerves about. Man, come on. You're just trying to bash AEW. No, I'm not. No, I am not. Do you know what I'm trying to do, honestly? I'm trying to put some of you smart marks into your place. Because you need to just stay there as a wrestling fan, buy tickets, watch the TV show. Yeah, you want to comment? Cool, no problem. But, I mean, for you people to sit out here and actually think that these guys are going to come out the gate and beat Vince McMahon, number one, you're on drugs. I thought LSD went out back in the 70s because you people are hallucinating. Let's just be real. Vince McMahon has destroyed billion-dollar companies in the past. Not just in pro wrestling, because when Vince McMahon decided to do pay-per-view, you know how many other people had to work around what Vince McMahon wanted to do, his schedule? How many other content providers for the former pay-per-view channels that are still around, which I'll get into in a second as well. But they had to work around Mr. McMahon's schedule in the WWE. Why? Because the WWE was making the pay-per-view companies money, which is beautiful. So AEW, I don't care if they got a guy who's got $50 billion in the bank. You're going up against a man 3 generations deep in professional wrestling and promoting. 3 generations deep. Who has kids who are in the business, that's 4 generations. And I'm pretty sure when their kids get older, they're probably going to be in a business as well. That's going to be 5 generations deep. AEW, no diss. And I'm hoping that you can compete with the WWE because then you're going to make those guys wake up and say, okay, now we got to do some things differently. The ratings are, well, okay. We won't talk about that, like I said. I'll wait until the beginning of June, start bringing the ratings back. We got Money in the Bank tonight. Talk about that later, but AEW next week. Are you excited? Are you more excited about their TV show? And speaking of excited, are you going to buy the pay-per-view? $50. $50. It's a lot of money for a pay-per-view with no TV show yet. It's a lot of money. The storylines there, you know some, you don't know them all. How many stories? Dustin and Cody, Jericho and Omega. Those are pretty much the only storylines that I'm paying attention to. You know, the whole Pac situation. You know, he's not going to be at the pay-per-view now. So, $50, I'm just saying, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But we'll see. We'll see. I did notice their advertisement on ESPN and I think Fox Sports. Did notice that advertisement. Hey, you got to give them credit. At least they're trying. I'm going to say that. At least they're trying because I don't remember too many Impact commercials, you know, being played during First Take back in the day. I don't. But I don't know if you, I don't remember. So they're trying at least. People think I'm not bashing these guys. I'm not. Pay-per-view price a little bit. I'm bashing you fans because you think that this is just going to come in here and change the business forever. Guys, we got to give this a couple of years first before we see what it's going to do. That's all I'm saying. Relax, calm down. If you can do that, then this thing may have a chance. I remember people telling me that TNA Impact was going to die the first month. Remember them pay-per-views in the early days? And here, Impact is still going. You can't hate on it. What is that, 16, 17 years later? We still have TNA Impact? Yeah, I know the company's changed names 1,000 times, but it's still TNA to me. So can we at least give these guys a couple of years, please, just to see what happens? Let their TV show, because remember, they're paying for that spot. It's not like a network saying, hey, guys, especially TNT. Let's be real, especially TNT. I don't trust TNT anyway. That's my opinion. What they did to Nitro and what they did to one of my favorite TV shows of all time when they rebooted it, Dallas. Yeah, they got booted. Dallas was pulling their ratings. And TNT dropped them. So I don't trust TNT. I don't. That's just my opinion. We'll see where this thing goes. I wish for the best because I'll watch it. You know, I'm dead serious. I'll watch All Elite. I will. Double or Nothing's going to be a good pay-per-view. Still up in the air if I'm going to get it or not. Because there's other ways of watching it. I just won't tell you those things because I don't want to get in trouble. But, so, I may watch it. I may watch it. Just, who knows? Who knows? But just please, calm down, people. Calm down. Calm down. Please. We should be more mad about I already got on Superstar Billy Graham. If I get on them, some more people might get it. Anyway, you're listening to the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling here on Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Your host, Stephon Devereux. And coming up, we got some sad news to get into here on the show. You know, the world of professional wrestling lost one of its superstars, former superstar, but, you know, this person was still doing her thing. But we'll talk about that next here on the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. We'll be right back after this break.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
How to text a guy to keep him interested? It's a question many women ask daily. Well, Amy North believes she has found the answer with How to Text a Guy to Keep Him Interested. It's a new course that she has put together, and it's helping ladies all across the world. You can go to howtotextaguy-to-keep-him-interested.weebly.com for more information. Amy says she has the answer, so find out there at howtotextaguy-to-keep-him-interested.weebly.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
I thought I was too far gone. I wasn't.
Join the Voices for Recovery.
The world is a beautiful place again.
For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm getting older. Do I need to worry about falling?
Yes, you do. Each year, 1 in 4 people 65 and older will experience a fall, and many will be serious. The majority of falls happen at home, so remove things that could make you trip and install handrails to keep you steady. To learn more about the steps you can take to help prevent a fall, please talk to your doctor. You can also visit aarpfoundation.org or medicaremadeclear.com/falls. This message was brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
Stephon Devereux, the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling here on Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Okay, we back. We are back. Okay, so some sad news. Pass it along. Man, I don't like doing this sometimes, but, you got to do it. Former Diva Search winner. Remember when the WWE had the Diva Search? Yeah, I'm going to go, but it was pretty cool. A former Diva Search winner, Ashley Massaro, passed away. Past week, she was 39 years old. Reports are going out that, she committed suicide. And I just want to send my thoughts and prayers to her family. I believe she had a daughter. But I want to talk about this real quick. The life after the ring. Because one of the wrestlers who, I'm friends with on Facebook, I respect so much, and I won't get into, I won't give you his name, but he's wrestled in all the major promotions, I'll just say that. And he had a decent career, He had a decent career, in my opinion. He wrestles some of the great wrestlers of all time. But he had, brought this up about, being depressed sometimes, because he's away from the ring now. And, what wrestlers go through. And I get it 1,000% because, when I was young, I came into the business when I was 18 years old. And locally, I was very successful, not out the gate, maybe a year into the business. I didn't wrestle, no. I had my own TV show, I had my own radio show, I promoted wrestling shows. I did a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying I was great at everything I did, but it took some time. When I walked away from the business the first time, I kept myself busy through music. Some of you know that I do music, but I kept myself busy with music. But the thing about it was I did miss that action, of being a wrestling manager, making these fans hate me so much to where no matter who I brought out with me, they was going to hate them automatically. And I think I was very good at that. And I missed that. I left the business or went back to the business and then, had a decent little run again. As a promoter, I lost some money. I won't get into that, but that's another story. Maybe I should do some stories of my wrestling career. Goodness gracious, I don't think you people would believe some of the stuff I went through. But as far as a promoter, I do remember being depressed. That was one of the reasons why I went back, because I missed it. And did something with another promoter, and some things went down, and I wound up leaving again. So, I realized, okay, maybe I was depressed because of the wrestling business, But anyway, when I hear about some of these these former stars going through depression and so forth, I got to step back for a second because I got to put myself in their shoes. Now, I looked at it from a smaller level because even when I left the business again, you know, I was kind of messed up. But see, the difference is I have a way of getting back in no matter what. You know, but I've never been to the WWE, never been to WCW, so I can understand I can understand what they're feeling somewhat on a smaller scale. But man, I could never understand what they felt on that type of scale, the magnitude of being a superstar on TV every week, and then it's gone. And it's just gone. I could never imagine that. You know, look at it in the same light as a child star. You know, they were teen heartthrob for years, and then next thing you know, or a couple of years, the next thing you know, they get older and people don't book them as much, and they're not getting the calls that they used to, and their friends just finally and they vanished. And that's what happens to a lot of these wrestlers. You know, I had Brickhouse Brown on this show a couple years ago, and he pretty much broke it down too. And he was dealing with something at the time. You know, he's no longer with us as well, but he was dealing with something at the time. And the man didn't know what he was going to be able to do the next day. But the one thing that I did respect was the Cauliflower Alley banquet last year. Before he died, he was out there and he was getting love from the guys. See, I believe that we need to do more of that. Not through banquets, not through personal appearances or bookings. No, call these guys up sometimes. See how they're doing. If more wrestlers did that for each other, you know, they call this a brotherhood, I guarantee you the suicide rate would go down within our business. I know I'm really long-winded on this because I really didn't want to talk about this, but I'm trying to, you know, ease my way through this without shedding tears, because I feel that a lot of wrestlers, they need that. They need to also shed some tears to a brother or a sister in his business who understands that pain of being on top for that decent amount of time, and then no one cares about you after that. You know, a day later, 2 days later, a year later. Going to 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 10 years sometimes, where you haven't been on major television. It messes with you. Some are able to adapt, some aren't. Especially ones who are forced out for whatever reason. But please, remember that. Remember that. Because some of these guys, they would love a phone call. Instant message, a text, something. Hey, bro. Hey, sis, how you doing? Don't make it a lonely world for these people. And we may not have to say goodbye like this, you know, to such a beautiful young person, you know. But RIP to Ashley Mazzaro. You're listening to the Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling here on Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. We'll be right back after this break.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
How to text a guy to keep him interested. It's a question many women ask daily. Well, Amy North believes she has found the answer with How to Text a Guy to Keep Him Interested. It's a new course that she has put together, and it's helping ladies all across the world. You can go to howtotextaguy-to-keep-him-interested.weebly.com for more information. Amy says she has the answer, so find out there at howtotextaguy-to-keep-him-interested.weebly.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
I thought I was too far gone. I wasn't.
Join the Voices for Recovery.
The world is a beautiful place again.
For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm getting older. Do I need to worry about falling?
Yes, you do. Each year, 1 in 4 people 65 and older will experience a fall, and many will be serious. The majority of falls happen at home, so remove things that could make you trip and install handrails to keep you steady. To learn more about the steps you can take to help prevent a fall, please talk to your doctor. You can also visit aarpfoundation.org or medicaremadeclear.com/falls. This message was brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
Stephon Devereux, Devereux Committee of Pro Wrestling, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. All right, Ric Flair, let's get into it. Ric Flair, what did you do, man? So, this past week, people were on social media talking about Ric Flair, and he had to be rushed to the hospital, serious medical condition. TMZ reported on it. Some other news outlets. Come to find out, Conrad Thompson, Ric Flair's son-in-law, who which I didn't know. But anyway, talk about that another time. Conrad Thompson came out and said Ric's okay. Just regular procedure, guys, relax. So now people are saying Ric Flair defeated death again. I mean, goddamn. Really? Oh, man. Anyways, I love it. Ric Flair, he finds a way to cause some trouble. Even Offset, from the group Amigos, where he did the song called Ric Flair Drip. He even posted something about Ric Flair being okay and people need to stop, believing social media and whatever. But Ric Flair, you the man. You always find a way to keep your name out there. Somehow, some way. Love you to death, man. I love you to death. I know I said some crude things about you before, but I was being a bad guy manager, and listen, I'm sorry, because I would never dare to say that to your face, especially your daughter's face. Oh, my gosh. She'll probably kick my ass. Anyway, move along. Let's move along here. So, reports are Rey Mysterio is ready to lose his mask. And he's ready to lose his mask to his son, Dominic. Remember little Dominic when they did the storyline custody for Dominic between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio some years back? It was maybe like a year or two before Eddie died. That was such a cool storyline. A lot of people was hating on that thing. I didn't understand why they were hating. I mean, that's what you need sometimes in pro wrestling. You need that real life feel. And it did feel like it was real life. This was possibly his son, Eddie Guerrero was possibly, said it was possibly his son, blah, 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 blah. Eddie, little Dominic loved him. I mean, oh my God, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a great story. I miss wrestling. I miss pro wrestling. Oh man, goodness gracious. Yes, Eddie Guerrero, pro wrestling. Anyway. So I want to see how this plays out. I really do, because I think it's kind of cool, honestly. It's kind of upsetting that this is, leaked out. I would have rather have seen this, play out on TV without knowing the spoilers. I don't understand these wrestling fans. Most of these wrestling fans are Walking Dead fans, okay? Have you noticed that? Or Game of Thrones, or whatever big popular TV show that's on one of these cable channels now. And they never want you to say anything on your timeline. Oh, don't spoil it for me. But when it comes to pro wrestling, they don't give a damn. They spoil everything. They don't give a goddamn. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, kind of ruined the feeling, of this storyline. Just a little bit. knowing that Rey Mysterio is more than likely going to lose the mask to his son. I mean, it's going. Oh my goodness, this is what I was hoping they would, start at WrestleMania. Remember, I was saying that Samoa Joe should win the match against Rey Mysterio, but with the help of Dominic, which would have been an awesome, awesome way to start the Dominic Rey Mysterio storyline at WrestleMania Grand Stage. Oh my goodness, have Dominic kick his leg or something, because I think he was injured, leg was injured or something. Rey Mysterio's, have Dominic kick his leg, and that be the reason why Samoa Joe was able to get that pinfall so quickly. That would have been so awesome to see. Oh, see, I miss pro wrestling. A lot. Also, real quick, I want to send a shout out to Viceland. Those documentaries that they did, The Dark Side of the Ring, I mean, incredible. My favorite one, honestly, was the Gino Hernandez one, only because the mother got some answers after all these years on what happened to her son. That was awesome. There were some really good ones, but I think that was my favorite one because I actually felt that one more than the other ones because of, how Gino left this earth and the conspiracy theories for years, because I remember them. I remember, being a kid and the conspiracy theories that was going around back then. But you got to shout these guys out for making this possible. Thank you, Viceland. Can't wait for the next season. They got a new show coming up called The Wrestlers. I think it's a reality TV show based on independent wrestlers. It's going to take the place of Dark Side of the Ring, same time spot, Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock, I believe, on Viceland TV. Check that out. Like, seriously, you got to check that out. These guys are doing some incredible work for professional wrestling. They're not making it look cheesy, which is awesome. They're giving a really they're giving it a wrestling fan feel. Like how wrestling fans look at pro wrestling, not like how the outside world looks at pro wrestling. So got to give them credit. They've been doing some pro wrestling themed shows for some time now, if I remember, on their YouTube channel and so forth. But anyway, shout those guys out. Also, after the death of Silver King, reports are Silver King died of a heart attack last week. He died and so forth. I wasn't on the air to talk about that. But Silver King, Lucha legend, former WCW competitor. He's wrestled all around the world. He died last week in the middle of the ring. People were saying it was a heart attack. So AEW and MLW, which is awesome, they want their referees to take CPR classes now, just to avoid something like this happening in their ring, because CPR probably could have saved Silver King's life. And, RIP to Silver King, by the way, but I just wanted to say that, his death is going to save other lives possibly. And, I got to shout these companies out for doing that. AEW, see, look, I don't hate on these guys. Remember, I don't hate on these guys. So, okay, real quick, I didn't want to get into this, but, because Money in the Bank is tonight, and I really didn't care too much about these matches for the pay-per-view, but the match that, have me interested in watching at least is AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. I'm really interested in that match. I don't care what Becky Lynch is doing right now. I'm telling you, Becky, please get Ronda Rousey back on TV. Please get Ronda Rousey back on TV. Please get Brock Lesnar back on television as well. I'm begging you guys, find a way to get him back in the storyline somewhere. We're going to talk about the big Saudi Arabia event next week. We'll talk about that. And as a matter of fact, I think we'll talk about that the week after that, week after next, because we're going to do Double or Nothing next week. But I can't wait. I really can't wait to see what they do with AJ and Seth tonight. Let's see how that breaks down and see what comes out of it tomorrow night on Raw. But, we got Double or Nothing next week. The AEW fans, they're going to have a week to shine and run their mouth. So expect it on your social media platforms, wrestling fans. But I want to thank you for joining me this week. Oh, yeah, by the way, I have I got Seth Rollins beating AJ Styles tonight at Money in the Bank. And I really don't care who wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. Anyway, Stephon Devereux, the Devereux Committee Pro Wrestling, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. I want to thank you for joining me. Don't forget to check me out on all the other platforms, the Stephon Devereux Show. And also go to Angry Kids 24/7. Yes, 24-7radio.blogspot.com or Angry Kids 24-7radio.weebly.com to hear some more great Angry Kids 24/7 radio content. Music, we do it all. I want to thank you for joining us. I'll see you next week. Stephon Devereux, Devereux Radio Pro Wrestling.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
How to text a guy to keep him interested? It's a question many women ask daily. Well, Amy North believes she has found the answer with How to Text a Guy to Keep Him Interested. It's a new course that she has put together, and it's helping ladies all across the world. You can go to howtotextaguytokeephiminterested.weebly.com for more information. Amy says she has the answer, so find out there at howtotextaguytokeephiminterested.weebly.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
I thought I was too far gone. I wasn't.
Join the Voices for Recovery.
The world is a beautiful place again.
For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.